Gears of War 4 is trash, is what I would say if I believed that to be true. But I don't actually think that, and I'll tell you why in the following video, so please stick around and hear me out, and hopefully I can make my case in a logical and entertaining way. So recently, King Zappa made his opinion on Gears 4 known, and from that video and many others that I've seen, I've gathered that there's a decent chunk of people who are not happy with Gears of War 4 and I even believe it to be a shit game. I hope to change at least some minds in this video. Now don't get me wrong, I absolutely don't think Gears 4 is a perfect game, and I'll be the first person to admit that Zap made a lot of good points in his video. From the microtransactions to the focus on esports to the lack of content. However, I don't believe that makes the game completely unworthy. Because while I do believe Gears 4 has many flaws, I also believe it's worthy of our time and it deserves a chance from everyone. In this video, I want to discuss both what's right and what's wrong with the game, and hopefully you guys can help me out in the comments if I miss anything, so let's get started. So what does Gears 4 get right when compared to the other games? A few pretty crucial things, actually. Please don't eye roll or leave a hate comment just yet, and wait till the end of this part, because I want to list the obvious stuff first, but I will get to the more abstract concepts after the obvious stuff. So first off, the game looks great and it runs great. Multiplayer is a smooth 60 FPS, and the movement in the game is the best that any Gears has had, period. There's not been any other Gears game to date with more responsive and smooth controls and fluid gameplay. The way you can run, roll, mantle, dive, and slide through each map with such speed and ease feels amazing, and that sort of control and responsiveness is something that needs to be credited. Next is the setup of ranked and social matches. I'll agree that matchmaking itself may not be perfect or even close, but at least it is a start in the right direction when compared to the past couple of Gears games. Let's take a look at ranked matches in Gears 4. Remember when Gears used to have the exact same number of ranked and social playlists? I remember. There was no difference at all between ranked and social playlists, basically, and there was also no limit of squad sizes, so you would have full teams going into social playlists and stomping all over teams of noobs and randoms. Not only was it unfair to people who wanted a more casual experience, but it also helped kill ranked matchmaking. Fast forward from Gears 3 to Judgment, and ranked matchmaking was dead on day 1 of the game's release. There was no one playing ranked, so full teams had no choice but to go into social and stomp on everyone else. Now in Gears 4 there's one social playlist, and it's limited to a squad of 2. So if you're unable to find a team or just want to chill out and play a more casual match, you can do that. And everyone else will be doing the same or playing ranked. Now, all stacked teams have to play ranked, and since there's only one social playlist, the rest are ranked, and that solves a huge problem that Gears had in the past. Being that the player base was so scattered that you couldn't find games a lot of the times. Now you can find games, and over time I trust that the ranks will become balanced out and make all matches as fair as possible, and if that doesn't happen, I will gladly be vocal about it. The weapons in Gears of War series have always been great, some of the best in gaming in general, so I can't complain here. I genuinely feel that the weapons and balancing in this game are in a pretty good place when compared to the other games of the series at launch. Do you remember the retro and the sawed-off shotgun in Gears 3? What about the flamethrower and melee in Judgment? Fuck those weapons. While they did get nerfed to a fair point later, I feel like it took a while to fix. Now, some of you may be thinking, hey asshole, what about the fucking hammer burst in Gears 4? Oh, I remember that, but it was nerfed pretty quickly, and since then I feel that all the weapons have their own fair place in the game and aren't overpowered or unbeatable. Lastly, and this is purely subjective, I think Gears 4 is genuinely fun to play. It's fast-paced, the executions are gruesome, headshots are satisfying, and I will never get over the feeling of outplaying someone in a shotgun battle. And at the end of the day, if the game has good mechanics and is fun to play, that's worth something in my book. But this game isn't all sunshine and rainbows. There are flaws, and major ones at that. Let's start with some of the arguments made by Zap in his video. The pitiful lack of content in regards to characters and maps is just baffling to me. How can it be possible to get fewer and fewer characters in multiplayer in a sequel that adds new characters in campaign? We should have option to play all of our favorite characters from the previous games. Some of you may say, but Matt, those characters weren't in the campaign. To which I say, fuck that dumbass argument right in the pussy. Zombie Dom isn't in the campaign either, but that didn't stop them from putting it in multiplayer. I never understood that argument that multiplayer and single player had to be linked. When did the Horde and the Cog ever fight over a stranded character and try to drag them into a capture point in the campaign of Gears 2? Never. But that didn't stop the devs from putting my all-time favorite game mode in that game, Submission. What chapter in Gears 4 had the Locust and Cog fighting to control power weapons that magically spawned in a small, inescapable piece of war zone where people would come back to life after death. Never. So give us some fucking characters. The maps in general are fine in my opinion, but the biggest problem I have regarding the maps is the pitiful Season Pass DLC bullshit, which I will never buy. The Coalition can't make the maps only accessible to those who buy the Season Pass because that would split up the community and would make matchmaking worse. So instead they made it to where everybody can play the new maps in matchmaking, but only those with the pass can play them in customs. What's the point of that? Who gives two shits if you can play customs? That's not enough of an incentive to get people to buy the maps. I feel like they should have made these maps free instead and just let everyone play on them. It seems like they have the Season Pass just for the sake of having it and milking more money from players. And the Gears packs and credit system are so fucked. It takes forever to gain credits to actually buy packs, and when you do, it's a roll of the dice on what you'll get. Now, these sorts of random packs and in-game credits aren't necessarily a bad idea, but it needs to be implemented in a way that makes the player feel rewarded, and also that they have a chance to get something they will enjoy. Let's take a look at how Halo 5 deals with these problems that I just mentioned for Gears 4. First off, the maps are free for everyone. Yes, absolutely free. For everyone, no matter what. And 343 has put out a ton of other free content for Halo 5 as well, including new weapons, armor, and skins. And when they make a new update, they often straight up give people packs for free to open. The in-game currency in Halo 5 is much easier to come by, so spending it on packs with random chance drops isn't as annoying as Gears 4 when you get something you don't necessarily want. You can just try again after a few more matches. And there is a ton of stuff to unlock in Halo 5. It puts the amount of content in Gears 4 to shame. Now, to be fair, Halo did have a head start on Gears 4 of nearly a year, so I'll be fine with giving the Coalition some time to add more skins and whatnot. But as it stands now, credits are very slow to come by, and far more often than not, any packs you open will not lead to a very satisfying reveal or unlock. One remedy to this problem, I think, would be to take a page out of the MOBA genre book. Give packs for leveling up more often, say every 5 levels. Implement a daily login bonus. Every day you log in, you get some credits. If you log in for multiple consecutive days, the reward increases, and on day 7, you get a rare pack. Then the rewards reset back to day 1. These small rewards will help alleviate any frustration over the lack of rewards from opening packs that we currently feel. Something else Halo and Gears could both do is to have an in-game store where players could simply use the in-game currency they've earned to directly buy whatever skin, weapons, or characters they want and that they haven't unlocked yet. If you don't want to waste your time buying packs, trying to get that one bunny rabbit camo for your Nasher shotgun, you could just spend 250 credits in the in-game store and buy it directly, and there you go. Now, one of the biggest points Zap made in his video that I wholeheartedly agree with is the fact that as time goes on and sequels are made, there is less and less interesting content being added to the Gears games in regards to innovation, but especially in regards to characters, maps, and game types. I already touched on how I feel about the lack of customization when it comes to characters and skins, so I won't go there. Nor will I talk about how previous games had more maps. We all know that, because the game's still young and we should give it time for that. But I will talk about the game types for a minute. It feels like the Coalition is afraid to really try something crazy when it comes to game types. Why won't they step out of their comfort zone and really get carried away with an idea? Submission in Gears 2 was goofy and absurd and made no sense, but no one gave a shit because it was fun as hell. I've never, and I genuinely mean this with all my heart, never had more fun on a Gears of War game than I did when I played all those hundreds of hours of submission matches on Gears 2. That could be a significant part of why I will go down with the ship as a die-hard Gears 2 fanboy. It was my favorite game in the franchise, and I truly feel that this stupid, derpy game type is a part of that. You couldn't play it without smiling and laughing. Zap also did a video where he said Judgment is a better game than Gears 4, and I would love to give my opinion on that if you guys want to hear it, so let me know. Also, if I missed anything that you think is important, leave me a comment and join the discussion. Alright, well, I'm done there. So, as always, let me know what you guys think, what you'd like to see from me and hear from me, and what you want me to discuss, all that stuff. And have an excellent day, everybody.